Tes, tes, tes. Tes, tes, tes. Tes, tes. Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres. 1-0. Ferran Torres. You know? Pisha Barca. Mampus lo PSG lo, mampus lo. King Barca bos.
Here's Pedri, Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres. Simon Eagle stuffed Nuno Mendes in the way again. Eric Garcia winning that one back with real urgency. Pedri. De Jong. Pedri. Not quite.
Mayulu, Mayulu ngapain sih, bocil? Ada-ada aja ya Allah. Mayulu. Ngapain coba Mayulu coba?
And then Seni Mayulu, the teenager, responding in kind for Paris. 1-1 at the break.
Half time, boy.
That's been very good. Arsenal, Paris, all square. Not quite as we started. One apiece. Elsewhere, Manchester City back in front.
Half time, boy.
From early on tonight. We said that. All these matches are at half time now. Dortmund leading against Athletic Club by a 1-0. Arsenal 1-up with that Martinelli goal. Napoli Sporting 1-0 to Napoli. Højlund the scorer there. Villarreal 1, Juve 0, and Leverkusen 0, PSV 0. We will show you the highlights, the best moments from those games in just a moment. Marcel Desailly and Didier Domi, our guests here tonight in our feature match. It's all square. It's been good fare, you would have to say. Barca 1, Paris 1. First half goals are on the way.
Brought to you by Pepsi, UEFA Champions League official partner.
Half time, boy. Half time.
Welcome to one of the great tests in Formula One under the floodlights of Marina Bay. Welcome to Singapore. part of the road is a circuit that demands so much. Piastri with a montage of great overtakes.
This is the Singapore Grand Prix.
Lando Norris takes the checkered flag. A dominant drive complete.
It's almost lights out and away we go for the Singapore Grand Prix. Off the grid takes you beyond the checkered flag. Meet the people and explore the stories that fuel the magic of race weekend in the Lion City.
I love everything about it.
We get the scoop from your favourite F1 drivers and experience the roar of the fans heading into the race. Off the grid, the stories beyond the race.
Welcome back to the show.
One of those games that I was talking about the other side of the break. The only team leading on the road, Manchester City in Monaco. But not everybody's got Erling Haaland in their team, have they? What a phenomenon this fellow is.
Yes, and I think you touched on it, maybe the slight change in their attitude. It's serving him more. I think we're seeing that tonight. So alive, so quick. He watches movement. It's a great ball. And a fabulous.
You know what? I wasn't even going to finish that.
Yeah, when he's like that high. Yeah. How good is this for a hit?
I thought that it's gonna you would have bent it the other way.
The other way.
Yeah, the other way, but
That's not a ball. Use it in a nice way.
From a standing jump look.
Yeah, he's getting bounced as well. It's a super header.
This is Arsenal Olympiacos. Really early chance.
Yeah, I mean, they've been in this game Olympiacos. And Arsenal had that was a chance for Martinelli. I mean, when you see Haaland say the last piece we saw here, and then you see that one, the big difference.
Early on.
Yeah.
That's what got the other one.
That's powerful. He'd be relieved, Martinelli, that that was a simple tap in. Again, that's what Joker is. Once isn't it? You saw the commentary an awful lot. That's the kind of player he is. You know, we were in for the ball.
Play for it.
Good save. That's a great save, by the way. Great save.
Mr. Marinakis. With Forrest not playing tonight, he's had the chance just to pop down here. Good play, didn't he?
You might have given him a seat as well.
Right, this is Napoli. De Bruyne. Hoyland. Made in Manchester.
There you go. Yeah. this was a kind of ball he used to play to Haaland.
He's on full speed,
Yeah.
and he keep his balance, to continue to be clinical.
Villarreal, Juve. Don't need to identify Villarreal.
Good finish, Mkhitaryan with the finish. Some nice goals tonight. Lovely ball, that.
Some
Yeah.
nice runs.
Ah,
Yeah.
just thinking that.
Mkhitaryan, Haaland, Oilo. Because most of the time we think that this is the guy on the ball who decides where the ball is. This is the guy who makes
Yeah,
the runs.
makes the run.
Yeah.
Oh, good save. Good save. Just
Nearly got away.
Yes.
He got enough on it. Let's have a look at Dortmund and how they are doing tonight.
another good one. That's a lovely ball across the face. Expensive bit of finish. Yeah. Great ball.
And this is the game that we're watching here.
Have you enjoyed it? You too? This?
Yes, surprised that during 20 minutes Paris had suffered a lot. Pleased about how on the Barcelona side how Yamal has been deliver a lot of assists. They made a difference after 90 minutes. Rashford to
That was
Ferran
nicely
Torres.
worked, to be fair, wasn't it?
Yeah. Great ball from Rashford. Yeah.
In those kind of games, I think that the one who dominates the midfield will dominate the game.
Yeah.
And most of the game was Barcelona through Pedri, who was dominating the game. So not too many chances, but some great runs from Ferran. And you could see Vitinha, the passes not right.
I thought he was well on the ball.
Yes, very ready as well. And they needed, someone with speed who came from behind, from Nuno Mendes. But
I don't know why that isn't a red
That's a bad
That's a
one.
really nice.
That's a bad one.
Got to be a red card. I'm bemused by the decision.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
so he stopped the run.
But look where he catches him.
Look at that. Dangerous.
That's a really
That's
good.
the Achilles.
That's all right.
Yeah.
If he had died to tackle him, maybe the red card. But
He's lucky.
Yeah, very
lucky.
lucky.
Still be on the bench.
Anjir, bagus banget Nuno Mendes mainnya coy.
Oh, he's ridiculous.
look the control, look the speed, driving
And
on
the
the ball.
pass.
And the pass in the
Perfect.
interval like this, yes.
Great goal.
Bagus anjir golnya Mayulu.
Next week he scored.
Ini Nuno Mendes apa ya coy, anjir set up dikontrol sama dribblenya gila anjing.
In the interval, no chance for
So we are up.
Gila, golnya gua akuin gila golnya anjir.
Don't forget we're with you tonight in this part.
Build up-nya lu gok sih, build up-nya bagus banget.
Midnight to get all the goals and reaction together for you.
This is Fast Facts, a guide to enjoying Formula One. is DRS. If you have caught any F1 race in recent years, you will have certainly heard the term DRS. It stands for Drag Reduction System, and it's had a huge impact on the sport. So what is it all about? Well, it's a mechanism to temporarily boost aerodynamics and help with overtaking. It starts with a detection zone, where the chasing car has to be within 1 second of the car in front to be allowed to activate DRS. Activate DRS, and the car's rear wing flap opens, reducing drag and giving a speed advantage to the chasing car. Incredible! From there, be ready to witness some dramatic battles and a thrilling chase to close the gap. Will the driver ahead be able to defend their place, or will we see an overtake? So look out for the wing flap opening on screen tonight. Here, the crowd roars. So do I. That's your fast facts on DRS.
Singapore racing is here, and if you think the Singapore Grand Prix action only happens on the track, think again.
Kelly and I are going off the grid to discover the people and explore the places that fuel the race magic.
As F1 takes over the city, it's an experience like no other.
The streets are illuminated, the engines roar, and fans across the Lion City are buzzing with F1 fever. Join us for the ride on Off the Grid.
Starting from October 3rd on beIN Sports.
Ngobat sih iklannya anjir.
This match is brought to you by Oppo, UEFA Champions League official partner.
New way to watch beIN now. beIN Stream, I say it every time, really a sport, ridiculous portfolio that we have. All of it coming out of that small square box. All your favourite channels and more. By the way, join us regularly. That QR code is on screen now, giving you more details, but it is a very different way to watch your favourite TV channels. beIN Stream. So we go again. City 2-0 in Monaco. Dortmund lead against Athletic Club by a goal to their last one up against Olympiacos. Napoli lead by that same score against Sporting. It's 1-0 Villarreal against Juve. Leverkusen, Paris, PSV haven't yet been separated by a goal. We've had two in our feature game. One apiece. Barca 1, Paris 1. All the other matches available across our channels. Stay with us here. We'll show you significant moments when they happen.
Do you know what I enjoyed today? Mendes against Madrid. Yeah, it's been so intriguing. Fabulous battle. Sometimes Lamar getting the better of him. And Mendes having the confidence to say, do you know what? I'm not going to bother with you. I'm now going forward. And I want to test myself. I think it's been a terrific little back to back.
And I will still stay on what you just said. The one who dominates in the field will have more chance to win this match.
And there's a high line again, still from Barcelona, which they go in confident with. So we didn't have much good run from Bayern.
Beautifully stitched together and clinically finished. I just hope we get more of that. I really enjoyed that first 45.
It's Marcus Rashford who's notched his fifth assist tonight.
Rashford.
Unlucky right idea. Step foot. It's not going to be quite as devastating when he's coming in on his right.
Garcia.
Yeah, good pace and good decision making there from Eric Garcia. Making sure that he tracks that run of Mayulu.
Well, he started at right back this season, and as that right-sided central defender, he's finished 4 games at left back, and finished 1 game as the left-sided central defender. So where hasn't he been so far this season? Call him play anywhere, Eric. That's why. Searching delivery, which Gerard Martin meets.
Yeah, Bradley Barker was just waiting for it a little bit at the back post. Hakimi's only a yard behind him. He could have just took a chance.
Ngapain De Jong?
And Bradley Barcola comes into the side as well. So,
Jared,
it's a better
that familiar verb.
Dembele. There'll be 2 or 3 who would stay, would make that even stronger if they were fit, yeah.
No. This is not the front line. Normally, you remember the last Champions League final, it was Doué, Kvaratskhelia, and Dembele. So the front line is not there.
Tuh Kvaratskhelia tuh nggak main ya?
So,
Yes, very true.
Whether anybody told their back decisions from the weekend were perfection. Let's join our commentators. Where were the balls gone?
I suppose PSG coming here tonight to meet again at the Magic Mountain. Barcelona's temporary but now very familiar home. And such success.
Yeah, after getting so close last season, then he can be forgiven, couldn't he, Hansi Flick, for wanting to maybe tailor it a little bit, but no indication of that at all. It's all on the front foot, it's all or nothing. So watchable, but for him, it must be difficult at times.
De Jong looking for the escape route. Coutinho again making himself available. But here is Nuno Mendes. And every pass, it seems, comes with risk attached.
Certainly does.
They're able to make some degree of progress. That's one way to deal with a slightly awkward bounce. Really with Pedri at his back and Dani Olmo willing to back him up as well. And Koundé marauding forward. Good foot in by Fabian Ruiz.
It's a little too tight, that pass from Koundé to Lamine Yamal there.
That bounced up onto the arm of Ferran Torres, and it's a decision he'll certainly get there.
And yeah, if that happened in a penalty area, probably nothing would happen as a result of that, you know. Yeah.
He's got a measure of Koundé, which is certainly not easy to do. He's got the measure of anybody.
Anjing nyaris.
What a great run that was. So powerful there. And Baye, when he picks that up, just breezes past Koundé, backs defenders into the box. He's in the pole position there, but just can't get enough purchase on that, tries to toe end it in the end. It's a brilliant run.
Well, we've got a few precocious talents on the pitch here. I mean, it boggles the mind to think that he only signed his first professional contract in February. He already long made his debut. He's been with the club since he was 10.
Great ball.
There's potential here as Mayulu finds Barcola. And he's able to shimmy, and Test Chesney having again found shooting space. Zaire Emery, Barcola. put in by
Nyaris,
Dion.
Cok.
Yeah, that one's a little too easy how PSG were able to play a 40-yard pass and get Barca completely turned round.
Well, it's been an encouraging spell for the visitors, and the soundtrack emphasises that. Here's Hakimi. It's worked for him.
Blok lagi anjir.
Crucially in the right place.
Yeah,
Bahaya banget Hakimi.
positive run. Nice play. Nice little passage of play that. That was the shot from Ruddy Barcola that Szczesny gets himself into a good position and gets set, ready for it, arms up, deals with it nicely. He's going to get penetrated quite comfortably by Thompson.
Well, the one thing that pushed him forward at Arsenal was not so much his ability, because your ability has to be there to be at a club there, but his confidence in his ability compared to the others around him. It's something he's always had. I remember having a long conversation about that with Bob Wilson, the legendary Arsenal player and goalkeeper.
Really hunt them down.
Under broadcasting, it's fair to say.
Yes, I was with Bob for a good few years. Certainly did.
A little bit more direct like that.
Now, just like Doué and Bay, whenever he gets the ball, his first thought is to not drop it off. Can I travel with it 10 yards, 15 yards? Great that.
Here's Barcola. Mayulu, there's a fair bit of support up, certainly enough to create some danger. Eric Garcia shut the door, not for the first time. Such a feature. The Paris left-back's marauding runs almost into an inside forward position.
Middle of the park.
Nuno Mendes. And that's
Ini PSG dapat bola mulu anjir.
well, it's as well to reiterate the point that Jean Neves has suffered for it by not being able to start when he was Rashford, the decisive factor in the northeast of England 2 weeks ago. But feeling uncertain about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And they do look a little off of their best. So,
Summing up the Barca mood when they're out of possession. Though to be talented enough to be 10% below their best.
Rashford.
It's Rashford. And he scores the corner.
good work again. Emilia Zamani just keeps his eye and his focus firmly on that ball, not looking at Rashford's feet and looking for the step over that time. Just focus on that ball and then make your interception. Did it very well.
Danny Olmo. Pedri to curl it. Chevalier to claim. And not want to hang about. And Bay can't get away from Danny Olmo. He's going to be in a bit of trouble here. Yellow card for him.
That's that position when they get in behind Barcelona's midfield. Stitch a couple
certainly not going easy on who might be his future employers and Mbappe.
No, he's been good, Dan. He's been really good. Just nice and positive whenever he's got the ball. That's all you ask for from young players. Relax, go and do what you do. Yes, you've got to get back in. You've got to make sure you get back goal side when you lose the ball. And always something to do defensively for the team. But when they've got the ball at their feet, these young guys, let them do what they do.
Eric Garcia hasn't lost too many. It's a new experience for him tonight, playing against Paris Saint-Germain. Here's Vitinha. Barcola. Kimi outnumbered. Bounced up in the area of Gerard Martin's arm. Nuno Mendes. That was the reason for the hullabaloo, or slight hullabaloo, from the sidelines. By looking for a gap that ultimately wasn't there. Rashford. And that's broken back the way of Barcola. Mayulu. Zaire Emery. Someone's got to take charge, and ultimately Gerard Martin did, after the briefest of hesitations. Ferran Torres. And Dani Olmo gets what he wants. Free kick. So, pretty good start to the half for the visitors.
Yeah, they've had a nice period with the ball, haven't they? Decent amount of possession. A couple of times they look quite dangerous. As of yet, second period, we haven't seen Lamine Yamal. Hasn't really had the ball at his feet, with a chance to get his team going forward.
Instead, it's the player he's battling one-on-one with, who's getting forward with more noticeable frequency, but he's absent at the moment, so Vitinha has to fill in.
Not played.
Moment, so Vitinha has to fill in.
Not played. Great shot.
Doing more than filling in. Sending Zaire Emery on the way. Hakimi inevitably trapping with him. And a challenge that had to be right, and a challenge that was absolutely from Eric Garcia. Rashford looking for Yamal and finding him. And his foot went down on the gas, and he wants a free kick, which ultimately, after a little bit of explaining, he gets.
Yeah, it was a free kick. He just toes it away from Nuno Mendes there. Yeah, and immediately the hands go up in the air, claiming that there's no foul, but there's plenty of contact there. It's a bit rash, that, from Nuno Mendes.
Well, the bone of contention is that he's already been booked, of course.
Has it? He's already been booked. That, I mean, again, that could very easily have been a yellow card. I think Michael Oliver's been extremely lenient there, because that wasn't a great attempt to get to that ball. I didn't feel from the PSG left back.
But in that case, it's not an area where the video assistant can intervene. It's just a moment for an explanation to be given to Captain Frankie de Jong. Well, what might they conjure? Rashford showing some interest. Chevalier certainly has to. But is the stage set for the shining young star?
That's a disappointment, yeah. Didn't get that one right at all, did he? Blazing that one over the top. But Nuno Mendes, we spoke a bit just at the end of the first half, Dan, that there were 2 or 3 other challenges he'd had, and immediately the hands go up in the air apologising. You know you're in a little bit of trouble, potentially in hot water. If he steps out of line once more, he's definitely going to be making the long walk. So I'm sure Luis Enrique will be considering that.
As big an asset as he is.
Yeah. You don't want to, look, if you're not careful, you're going to lose him for a game. Crucially, it could be a deciding factor in who comes out on top in this one if one team was to go down to 10. Particularly with Lamine Yamal on that side. He's such an important player, trying to marshal the young winger. I'm surprised Barca haven't given it to him. Tried to find Yamal's feet a little more than they have. That's better, now you've got the chance, that's it, take him on.
Work by Ferran Torres and another lovely ball. Rashford's lurking, Cavani's there.
Anjing.
And they've smuggled it away. For all the world, I thought Barca were back in front there.
Should have scored, shouldn't they? Great ball from Ferran Torres. Cavani's clearance is right into the path of Dani Olmo. He's gone the wrong way with it. He's gone the wrong side. He's gone into the bodies there. Got strewn across the 6-yard box. It's gone right to the thick of them. Needed to go the other post, and then Yamal could have hit it first time, tried to have a touch.
Well, Hakimi to the rescue, but Dani Olmo will be thinking, I shouldn't have given you a hope. Interesting corner, Rashford. Trying to manufacture something with it. Eric Garcia. Rashford. Holding off the challenge. And earning his side another little base camp here. A free kick.
Clever nutmegs there. And Zaire Emery from Marcus Rashford, then showing good body strength, trying to protect the ball, then feels a nudge, hits the floor. That's the goalkeeper's eye view of this Dani Olmo chance. Chevalier must have been fearing the worst, trying to close the space down. I just think he goes the wrong way there.
So it's the end of the night for Mbaye, and there may be an element of getting Nuno Mendes out of harm's way here by bringing Lucas Hernandez on. Maybe Mendes can operate higher up the pitch. Rashford to take the kick, and Chevalier dealing with that particular danger, not troubled by Yamal's shot on the follow-up.
Yeah, nice whip ball in for Marcus Rashford again. Just not enough traffic running across the front of the goalkeeper.
Rolled for Hakimi. And Nuno Mendes' starting position considerably more advanced. Hernandez getting involved with it though, on his introduction. So you don't lose him, but you take him out of the firing line potentially with that change.
Yeah. Yeah, and Mbaye did really well for an hour, didn't he?
Hernandez unable quite to grow enough there. Hakimi. Mayulu. Zaire Emery. Kubasi. Forward into Pedri, but ultimately lost.
Yeah, Lucas Hernandez, he can double team Nuno Mendes, can't he? If he has to, and trying to deal with your mark. Nuno Mendes can just stay on his feet and just try and close the space down and show it into his teammate now.
You wonder how much longer we'll have to wait to see a certain Mr. Lewandowski. There's a little bit of worry. Frankie de Jong losing a boot.
Woi. Ntar.
The player's very aware. They're at that stage of the game now as you're approaching the 70th minute. That any mistakes, any momentary lapses in concentration can be ever so costly.
Well, just when you think you might have seen away the worst, they're one of the foremost finishers of recent years, is poised to enter the fray. Actually, doesn't have a brilliant record against Paris Saint-Germain. Goal every 450 minutes, which is not great for him. Nuno Mendes. Fabian Ruiz wants it, and he's got it on his weapon of choice as well, and often he would have produced a more significant test of Szczesny's capabilities.
Yeah. Good spot from Nuno Mendes. Fabian Ruiz on the left foot on the edge of the box. Shinned it a bit, didn't he, really? It bounced 2 or 3 times straight into the goalkeeper's gloves.
Oh, Rashford, beautifully done. Gerard Martin. Hakimi. It's like a lawnmower, the amount of grass he covers.
It's a very good analogy, that. Yeah, it certainly is. Incredibly powerful.
Sabani going and wandering. And it's worked out. Although Dani Olmo is able to pick it up.
Nice.
Now Ferran Torres. Rashford. And that's good work by Lucas Hernandez.
Brilliant. Really good. Sabani, you're right, did go wandering there. He actually didn't lose the ball. Eventually, one of his teammates that gave it away a little bit, but they got away with it.
Vitinha. Barker arriving outside it. That's
Ayolah, let's go.
execution for once lacking. Petri. Few bites too many for Michael Oliver. And a free kick in favour of the Wizard. So Marc Casado is going to replace Dani Olmo. And Marcus Rashford, in addition to his 2 goals against Newcastle, he's clocked up his 5th assist of the season already tonight.
Great
for Ferran Torres.
Yeah, perfect ball, wasn't it, from Marcus Rashford to Ferran Torres in the first half. Really well spotted and beautifully controlled.
That's what he produces while he's still settling in. It's a half-inch group. Very positive things to come. And welcome back, Alejandro Valde, after injury. And welcome into the game also
Gonzalo
for
Ramos.
Gonzalo Ramos. It's Fabian Ruiz who's gone off.
Yeah.
So Mayulu will drop into a midfield position which he's very comfortable with.
Yep, lots of changes now. So we'll see how they sort of affect what's been a really good watch tonight.
Confirmation of the change. Now he was helped by some charitable defending, let's say, to a goal on match day 1 against Atalanta. But he has an opportunity here.
I would have thought with all those guys out not playing tonight, then I thought he'd have been really disappointed not to start.
Leon Pacho very aware of his situation. So it's a little rejig for Barcelona with those changes. Balde getting a feel of the ball. He's been hamstrung. Here's Lewandowski. The 5th time he comes on as substitute. Pedri saw one.
I mean, very sportingly putting the ball out of play there.
Hansi Flick udah marah nih anjir.
He wants a foul, but there's nothing there at all. In fact, Patini should just keep playing there. Again, it's all very sporting at this stage of the competition. Just the second game in.
Yes, and I wonder at what point does the word settle come into the vocabulary?
I think they'll be nearly there now. They'd love to win it, both teams. Would love to be presented with just one decent situation, one chance. But on the same token, it's not a bad result for both teams, this. Can't afford to draw too many. It's obviously made the top 8, but these two won't be far away from that. I'd be surprised if they're not in it.
So the situation with 15 minutes left. Hakimi being harried by a fresh Balde. There's Barcola.
Good play.
Mendes. Nuno Mendes tanking forward. That could be a very good ball. Gonzalo Ramos. Well, fractions away from a moment of brilliance. Kubasi got back to him. Foot down on the accelerator there. Vitinha. Hakimi goes in. And Ferran Torres deemed to have got plenty of the ball.
Wow. Just a whisker away twice there, PSG from certainly working Chesney.
Ah, ngapain sih Pedri, anjing Pedri.
Again, he's that sort of player that can just burst onto the scene and make the difference. Of course he can, but it's a good challenge that. Ferran Torres in his own box. Hakimi was at full throttle trying to get on the end of that little flick from Gonzalo Ramos. Just couldn't steer it past Kubasi. He did well in the end to stand up and deal with that.
Zabarnil.
Very much in evidence again. Balde
Zabarnil, Ilya
will
Zabarnil.
favour. Casado. Hakimi is caught. And it's going to be a booking for the fresh Barcelona face.
Casado there. Again, I don't think that's a booking. I really don't.
Makasado udah kuning
He
aja.
was just enthusiastically chasing after Hakimi. There was running back towards the dead ball line. I think he's unlucky to get a yellow card for that.
Well, Hansi Flick has got the cotton wool out. Well, not quite able to wield the wand to devastating effect. In fact, it's more about bumps and bruises at times than brilliance, but the economy, very, very impressive.
Yeah.
So, Mark Bernal in there, and Quentin Njontu is the gentleman on the left there, with the more familiar face of Lee Kang-in.
Nice.
Lewandowski. Yamal. Just a fraction of
Wih,
space.
Lamine Yamal.
And a nicely cleared.
Awas bijinya Lamine Yamal. Hati-hati.
Yeah, first time I think the second period he's actually done that. Stepped in and
Young man.
moved something with the left
Engkau
foot.
tu.
Bradley Barnes worked really hard tonight. That's his race run.
Lee Kang-in.
Lee they're very familiar with. And Njontu less so. He only made his senior debut in the previous league match against Auxerre. Just won successive titles with the under-19 side. And he's going to play centrally, which sees Lee come out to this near side. Hakimi. Nuno Mendes up to Gonzalo Ramos, who secures a free kick. Kubasi committing the foul.
He's never getting there, Kubasi, with that one. He needs to get there and just let Gonzalo Ramos know he's there, force him backwards. Unnecessary to concede the free kick here.
Mancini to float it. Hernandez trying to get around the back, and it cannoned ultimately off the head of Mark Bernal. This is his first appearance in this competition. Hakimi. Coutinho to play it in there. Zabani. Chesney watchful, but no more.
Yep. Flag went up on Zabani as that ball was whipped in. Yeah, good decision. He's trying to loop that one back inside the far post. Can't get the execution right either on the header, but always offside.
Leon and Jontu both moving into similar territory there. It's a bit of a getting to know you process and getting to know the Champions League for young Mark Bernal.
Ya Allah, blunder dong. Anjing tiang, cok.
Isn't he just brilliant?
Gelo li Kang In.
From Lee, wonderful play. Surrounded by Barca shirts. Szczesny nowhere near that, and he's so thankful the goalkeeper that hits the outside of the post. So unlucky.
Well, they say he's the best dribbler at the club.
Really, yeah, that's a good example of it there. Beautiful footwork in such a tight space.
It's your scene-stealing cameo rather than necessarily being the star of the show. He was so close to producing exactly that, but he's put his team in potential trouble until Zamani intervened. Well, when it's come to the last bit stuff, well, Zamani and, has to be said, William Pacho as well in the first half, covering themselves in glory. Hakimi. Lee again. Beautifully done. And Balde has to make the block, and the visitors coming on strong.
Yeah. Not settling for anything yet, are they, PSG? I think they've been the better team second half, I really do. I think
Christensen main Christensen.
they've played the better football and have looked the more likely, to be honest, to pitch this. Eric Garcia is going down on the floor, just giving Andreas Christensen a bit of time to get ready.
Well, I remember watching Andreas Christensen's senior debut for Chelsea. It was in rather less exalted surroundings than this. Shrewsbury in the English Midlands on a night where Mo Salah was playing up front, and it was a different Mo Salah then. I think his finishing that night was worrying the car park attendants more than the goalkeeper. A player who's made headlines by not being on the pitch in the Champions League this week. Eric Garcia has put the lot in.
Yeah. He doesn't look the biggest, does he? Biggest centre half, but he's so quick across the ground and played very well. Thrown himself in front of a number of attempts at goal. Blocked really well.
Oh, and free as a bird was Nuno Mendes.
Anjing.
Good ball in. Tries to head that straight towards that back post area. Szczesny's always got that one covered. Might be better served again. Just try and loop that back from where it's come from.
Barca looking a little unsettled there. Hakimi, they've got it right. It's Lee. Oh, and it came off. Casado and Szczesny gratefully grabbing it.
Certainly did. Because there was that awkward little deflection just as this cross come in just there. See how that ball is spinning, and Szczesny does well actually to get to the pitch of that and hang on to it. Certainly PSG sensing that there's something more here for them.
Here's Ferran Torres. Young Lewandowski is jesting with caught.
Wes free kick, cok. Nice.
And Hakimi goes into the book.
It wasn't the best ball actually from Ferran Torres. Certainly Hakimi's late. He can have no complaints about conceding the free kick there.
the action, because it's given Barca a free kick at a point really where the threat level they were producing was minimal. But they've opened the door for them. Ferran Torres taking the
Anjing,
low road,
apa begitu
and
Ferran Torres?
I think we all know who the most relieved man in Barcelona is at the moment. A menacing break here. Here is Hakimi. In trouble at one end, threatening at the other. Oh, and Gonzalo Ramos unselfish. Momentum still not lost, but Balde there at the last. Oh, PSG have had to do a bit of that. Balde with some urgent evasive action there for Barcelona.
Yeah, they've been excellent second half. They really have. PSG have exploited space and stretched Barca and asked questions, had them scrambling back towards their own goal. Just felt there maybe Gonzalo Ramos looking for another pass there. Could he have hit that? Has it come in from Hakimi? I think he should have. Striker. Just come on the field.
2 menit lagi boy.
Johnson, that's taken the pressure off. He's got to be very content really with what he's seen having gone behind.
Definitely. Second half, I think he'll know that that's a little bit more like the team that we saw so regular last season.
And without a
Correct.
substantial cast list.
Without probably 4 of their best front 3, Marquinhos.
Well, just a Ballon d'Or winner.
Correct.
100 caps for Brazil and more. Kvaratskhelia, what a star he's been.
Yeah.
Desiree Doué, what a star he is already, and what a player he's going to be as the years advance.
Correct.
All on the sidelines. All watching from home. Lee. And Jonsu feeding Vitinha. They're still looking.
Ya, kosong, Cok.
As we head towards stoppage time, and they've got it here. Gonzalo Ramos. Well, they strike in lethal fashion. Hansi Flick, desperately disappointed, but Paris Saint-Germain have been very much the better in this second half, and you can certainly argue they deserve to be in front.
Hakimi's been as good as anybody in the second half. What a barnstorming run. There's that line, look, that they're trying to hold. I mentioned about the last 10 or 15 minutes. Ooh, that is going to be extremely close. Extremely close. The finish is brilliant. It's crisp, it's accurate, it's deliberate, and it's beautifully timed. Was the run timed well enough as well? We'll see. But I mentioned at the start of the game down the last 20 minutes for Barca are going to be difficult. Holding that line when you're tired. And PSG have exploited it brilliantly.
Well, the VAR scrutiny is at an end, and what surely is the winner will stand. And Hakimi, he must have felt when he conceded that free kick that there was potential trouble at hand, but there he shows his brilliant buccaneering attacking instincts and combines so magnificently with Gonzalo Ramos, a player left out of the starting lineup but making his mark in the Champions League. 2 goals already this season.
We've got late drama in Monaco as well.
Yeah, penalty given. Nico Gonzalez stretches for the high ball with his boot against Eric Dyer. Took a long look at it, gave the penalty. Eric Dyer with a chance, he does.
And Monaco 2, City 2.
From Hakimi, Gonzalo Ramos, as all good strikers should do, ensuring that he's just behind that delivery. And it's a wonderful finish.
So, Yamal yellow carded.
Just not not sure down against the very best teams deep into this competition if Barca, as it happened for them last year, you mentioned that game against Inter, which was astonishing really, but
Well, they're not finished here. It's in John 2. The angle too much.
yeah, nearly again they got in.
Can't take your eyes off this game. Late goal at Arsenal as well.
Yeah, it's not been easy for Arsenal, but this from Bukayo Saka puts the game to an end.
Arsenal 2, Olympiacos 0.
Don't have the ball enough against Barcelona to be able to do it, but this team do. PSG have got the quality, and that's without key men missing. And I think others will have too against them. They'll score goals every game, Barca. No question, no doubt about that. But can they keep the best teams at bay? I'm not so sure.
Well, not as emphatic a success as the last couple of visits to this fair city. They may not be finished. But now it is about keep ball for the first time. Michael Oliver adding a little more.
Ini apaan sih? Kvaratskhelia udah nggak main loh. Zabarni terlalu kokoh, fuck. Ente lah. Lamine Yamal udah latihan dulu yang banyak Dek Lamin ya. Dek Yamal harus latihan yang banyak. Mungkin player masih sakit kali ya. Udah guys, thank you udah nonton guys.